Agrippina had been flawless in her beauty. Sighing, Valerius touched her cheek before he stepped down. There was no use in dwelling on the past. What was done was done. He was sworn now to protect the innocent, to keep watch over humanity and make sure that no other man had to lose so valuable a light in his soul as Valerius had lost. Assured the flame would last until tomorrow night, Valerius inclined his head respectfully to her statue. "Amo," he said to her, whispering Latin for "I love you." It was something he wished to the gods that he had had the courage to say aloud to her while she had lived. Chapter 1.
I don't give a damn if they throw me down into the deepest, slimiest pit for eternity. I belong here, and no one is going to make me leave. No one.
Tabitha Devereaux took a deep breath and struggled not to argue as she tried to pick the lock on the handcuffs that her sister Selina had used to fasten herself to the wrought iron gate that surrounded the famed Jackson Square. Selina had hidden the key in her bra, and Tabitha had no desire to search there for it. No doubt that would get them both arrested, even in New Orleans. Luckily, there wasn't a big crowd on the street in the middle of October, right at dusk, but what people were there all stared at them as they passed by. Not that Tabitha cared. She was more than used to people looking at her and thinking her strange, even insane. She prided herself on both. She also prided herself on being available to her friends and family in a crisis, and right now, her big sister was in an emotional turmoil second only to the time when Selina's husband Bill had been in a car wreck that had almost killed him. Tabitha fumbled with the lock. The last thing she wanted was to have her sister arrested. Again. Selina tried to push her away, but Tabitha refused to budge, so Selina bit her. Tabitha jumped back with a yelp as she shook her hand in an effort to relieve the pain. Completely unremorseful about it, Selina sprawled on the cobbled steps that led into the square in a pair of ripped jeans and a large navy sweater that obviously belonged to Bill. Her long, curly brown hair was braided and oddly sedate. No one would recognize Madame Celine, as she was known to the tourists, except for the big sign she was holding that said, "Psychics have rights, too." Ever since they had passed that stupid, asinine law that psychics couldn't read cards in the square for tourists anymore, Selina had been fighting it. Earlier, the police had forced her out of the federal building for protesting, so Selina had headed over here to chain herself to the gate not far from where she had once set up her card table for reading other people's futures. Too bad she couldn't see her own fate as clearly as Tabitha could. If Selina didn't unhook herself from this blessed fence, she was going to be spending the night in jail. Overwrought and angry, Selina kept waving her sign. There was no reasoning with her. But then, Tabitha was used to that too. High emotions, obstinacy, and insanity ran deep in their Cajun-Romanian family. "Come on, Selina," she said, trying yet again to soothe her. "It's already dark. You don't want to be Damon bait out here, do you?"
"I don't care,"
Selina sniffed and pouted.
"The Daimons won't eat my soul anyway since I have no friggin' will to live. I just want my home back. This is my spot and I'm not leaving."
She punctuated each of the last words with a pounding of her sign against the stones. "Fine." Sighing in disgust, Tabitha sat down near her, but not so close that Selina could bite her again. She wasn't about to leave her older sister out here alone, especially since Selina was so upset. If the Daimons didn't get her, a mugger would. And so here the two of them sat like two immovable bumps on a log. Tabitha dressed all in black with her dark auburn hair pulled back into a silver barrette, and Selina waving her sign at anyone who came near them on the pedestrian mall, urging them to sign her petition to change the law. "Hey, Tabby, what's up?" It was a rhetorical question. Tabitha waved at Bradley Gambieri, one of the docents who led